Colourpop Tinkerbell Sprinkle a Little Magic palette. I kind of want to dip into some of the more neutral shades today, because honestly, I've been doing more green looks with this palette rather than playing with the neutral shades. I mean, I've used all the mattes in this palette because the mattes in here that are neutral are good bases to start a green look with this palette, but I haven't really done a neutral look yet with it. Honestly, it's probably not going to be that neutral because I still want to incorporate the greens as well, probably on the lower lash line. So we're going to still have a little bit of fun. So I wanted to wear my Tinkerbell shirt today from Hot Topic. We are in full Tinkerbell vibes today. So first off, I'm going to start out with the shade Second Star on the right and Straight Into the Morning. It's obviously just called Second Star, but I obviously have to finish the phrase from the movie. I did just put some saline in my eyes because my eyes are just dry again, so if they look a little bit watery, that's why. So this is probably the last video I'm going to film for a little while because your girl has been a filming machine lately, and I have quite a bit of videos to upload. This shade is just not dark enough. Like, I have to really pick it up, and it's more so like just a transition shade. Like, it doesn't really do much. You kind of need to dip into the greens in this palette in order to get some depth and dimension from this palette. I wish that this shade would have been a little bit darker, to be honest. I don't know why they made these mid-tone brown shades so light. That's the only peeve that I have about this palette, is that the crease shades are pretty dark for the ones you want to start out with. But honestly, it's okay for this look, but usually this one picks up a lot better. But I'm going to go into that shade Big Magic and use that as my crease shade because the Second Star shade is just not doing enough for me. So I'm just going to use that other brownie tone shade. So I'm going to go into Big Magic right here. So I pretty much only used Second Star as like a transition shade. But I thought it would be like a good crease shade as well. But it's not really giving me any color payoff. So it's more so just a base shade. So I'm just going to do that. I don't know if I'm going to use the greens again. I kind of just wanted to use the shade Awake as a deepening shade. But I kind of just wanted to do the green on the lower lash line. So I am going to take just because I really don't want to use the greens again. I kind of want to make the top half more neutral. So I think I'm just going to take one neutral from my Big Z palette of singles. Is that the shade that I want? I kind of want to go a little bit cool tone today, so I'm going to use this shade Bel Air from Colourpop. Oh my god. Only I could do this. I'm just going to take that and just build up a little bit of depth in the defining area. Yeah, that gives me a little something something. Hopefully it's not too close to the shade I just used, but it looks like it's building up. So I'm just going to take that shade and build it up a little. Yeah, that's good. We're not doing anything too involved. Okay, so I'm just gonna apply some pigment primer. Okay, and now we're gonna jump back into the palette, and I'm gonna take this color right here called Place in Between, and I'm going to put that all over my lid. Such a pretty color. I haven't used like, oh, that's so pretty. That kind of feels like the Super Shock formula, actually. Very smooth. Kind of almost feels like a cream to powder shadow rather than just powder. I think one of these might be a Super Shock. I think it's this one. But that is gorgeous. I haven't really used the more neutral shimmers in here. I've been using all the green shimmers to test those out. But that's beaut. Very pretty. Take it on the inside too. So yeah, I'm getting ready to see my boyfriend. I have to leave pretty soon. Of course, I'm filming later than I wanted to, but it's okay. Probably not gonna leave for another like half hour. That is really pretty. That's why I wanted simple crease shades, because I wanted this to be all over the lid. And that applies very nice and smooth. So I'm kind of torn as to what palettes I wanted to pick up this past month, because I honestly was going to be on a no-buy for this month for palettes, but honestly it's so difficult because there's so many good palettes that have come out that I've been interested in from Colourpop, but also I'm interested in the new Natasha Denona Retro palette. But I think I'm going to hold off on the Natasha Denona palette until the VIB sale in in November. And I think I'm going to get that then. But I also want to see if there are more like palettes that are going to come out that I might be more interested in. I'm not really sure yet, but I'm just going to keep an eye out. And then I'm just going to pop on Hear Me Out on my brow bone. I almost hit myself in the head with that. That would have been kind of bad. But I'm also just going to hold off because I want to see what other palettes that are going to be released the next month or two, because Halloween is coming and I'm already seeing all of the Halloween releases. But there's been nothing that I've been truly interested in yet, because I did pick up 2 Halloween palettes last year. I picked up the Hocus Pocus palette from Colourpop, and I also picked up the Waiting Room palette from Melt Cosmetics, and I really wanted to concentrate on using those 2 palettes this Halloween season. So I'm probably not going to pick up any other Halloween palettes. Colourpop hasn't really released anything really targeted for fall yet, which I'm kind of surprised because usually they like roll out fall palettes at this point. And what's funny is that I finally saw that they discontinued the Into Bloom collection, because that collection was on sale for a little while during like their 25% off palettes and everything. And now I see you can't find those palettes on the website anymore. So but since I have both of those palettes, I'm not sure if I'm going to get any other Halloween releases this year, because there hasn't really been any that have really like caught my eye yet for me to like have to have. But the Retro palette and the Colourpop Lusk for Dusk palette have been the 2 palettes that I've been eyeing. So I'll just talk about that in a minute. I'm just going to prime. And I think I'm going to use my Marshmallow Primer from NYX. I just love how this smells, and it feels really nice and moisturizing. I mean, not that my skin feels dry, but I just love how this feels on the skin. And it's just like it smells so damn good that it's just like it moisturizes your skin really nicely. Jesus. I sound like a drunk person sometimes when I talk. I'm like, okay. So now we're just going to do my face, and I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator again. I've been really loving this. This is the 3rd time that I'm using it. I've just used it the past 3 days, and I really, really like it. So it's been kind of been my go-to product right now. It gives a really nice, like, I don't know, I really like the coverage that it gives, and it feels really nice on the skin, so okay, so I have a couple of things going on this weekend. I mean, not really anything that crazy, but like since there was a lot of plans that shifted last weekend that kind of just annoyed me a little bit, and I didn't really share this in my last video because I think I forgot. So, my friend was supposed to have a barbecue for his birthday like 2 weeks ago, and that Sunday that he was supposed to have it, we had a hurricane warning going on in the Northeast and like in Long Island. So he canceled it, which makes sense because we were all nervous about the storm. But then he had rescheduled it for the week after. And honestly, that probably would have been perfect because my boyfriend ended up not feeling good that day. So I could have just went to the barbecue that day. But then my friend like had made plans with other people, but he also said that not enough people were going to be able to make it to the barbecue, rescheduling it for that next Sunday. But he told me that he was going to cancel it literally the day before that he was going to have it. So he canceled that. So I had scheduled a birthday dinner with him on last Saturday night because, you know, I felt bad that I wasn't going to be able to make the barbecue for now the third time because after he had canceled that already rescheduling the barbecue for the week after, he canceled that one. He rescheduled it for the weekend after that, and that's Labor Day weekend. And for Labor Day weekend, I usually work. But what's funny is that I think I was the only supervisor that was scheduled to work all 3 days Labor Day weekend besides my store manager. And I had worked 2 sales associate shifts that week. The only day that I worked a supervisor shift was Friday because I closed Friday night, and then I only worked like 12 to 5 shifts Saturday and Sunday. So anyway, but since I was working till 5 o'clock on that Sunday, I didn't really feel like going all the way out to Long Beach that day because Long Beach, can I speak because that's where my friend lives, and it's not close. But I also was invited to my other friend's barbecue that is right across the street from me, and I basically had already told my friend that I was already committed going to my other friend's barbecue because it's right across the street from the mall. So it's not like I really had to drive or think about driving because usually when I'm with my friends at these barbecues, I like to drink. So since I was going to originally go to my friend's barbecue out in Long Beach on a day that I was off, I didn't really have to worry about it as much because then I could have spent most of the day there and got drunk earlier in the day, then worrying about having to drive home at night, going there at like 4 or 5 o'clock at night. But guess what? So first he canceled Saturday night dinner on me. And that's when I was just like, all right, I guess we'll just see each other at some point because I can't keep on scheduling these things and you like reschedule them all the time. So I was a little bit annoyed about that. And he was like, the day got away from me and all this stuff. And I was like, okay. But I was really looking forward to the dinner because, you know, I haven't really been able to see him since right after Liz passed away. And we haven't really like been able to just hang out because we've been doing a lot of things that involve things for Liz, and we just want to, you know, catch up and see how each other's doing. And also, like, his birthday is 2 days after mine, so we just wanted to do a little birthday dinner for each other. So I'm just gonna set my face and everything. So I was already annoyed that he had canceled that Saturday night, and then he didn't know the reason why that I made the dinner plans for us was because I wasn't sure about making it out to Long Beach after work the day after, even though I got out of work at 4. But it's a good thing I didn't go out to Long Beach that day, because it ended up, like, raining like crazy that day. So, I mean, regardless, I'm going to use my Pretty Fresh spray. Feels like I have hair in my mouth. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. So now we are going to come back to the palette. Let me just finish my look with the palette, and then I'll tell you guys the rest of the story. It's really not like that much longer. So I'm just going to use the shade Small Fairy on my inner corners because it's such a pretty gold, and I just really want to use that shade today. What's funny is that, like, gold shades are like my favorite shades to wear, but meanwhile this is the only shade I haven't used on my lid yet, but I have used it on my inner corners. But it's so gorgeous on the inner corners too. It's so pretty. So anyway, so it ended up pouring on Sunday anyway, so I was kind of annoyed that I didn't just go see my boyfriend that day, because I already hadn't seen him in like 4 days. But at the same time, I kind of was gonna feel bad if I didn't go to my friend Lisa's and just went home or went to my boyfriend's house, because, like, I mean, I have been spending quite a bit of time at Lisa's, so it's not like I haven't seen her. I've been coming over there at least once a week. So just things got messed up last week because, you know, other plans just ended up not happening. But we still had the barbecue last Sunday, but we couldn't make any food until like 6:30 after the rain had stopped, which was totally fine. But, you know, my friend Lisa was saying that the pool was going to be gone by this past Tuesday, but we're actually going to have we had a really nice day on Tuesday, and I actually did end up going to their pool then. But also this Sunday is also going to be a really nice day too. So I think that's going to be the last official day that the pool is up. So now we'll actually be able to enjoy it, because almost every Sunday we've been having really crappy weather. And this Sunday it's supposed to be like 80 degrees and sunny, like beautiful outside. So now we can finally, like, so it's going to be like our last day with her pool. And like, I don't really go over there for the pool. I just go there for the company and to hang out and drink and have barbecue food and play games with them, because that's what I love doing with them. So now I'm going to use the shade Sleep on the lower lash line. I haven't used it on the lower lash line yet, but I kind of want to do a little bit of a green moment on the lower lash line. Oh, the shade is not very pigmented actually on the lower lash line, which I kind of like, because I didn't want it to be too much anyway. So I'm just going to hug it very close to the lower lash line. Yeah, that's pretty. So anyway, so that weekend ended up being like a bust with the plans that I made, because since it rained on Sunday, it kind of sucked that we weren't able to, you know, be in the pool and stuff like that. And the reason why we made it Sunday is because her other friend wasn't going to be able to be there, but then her husband was kind of having, he had like ended up getting like a migraine, so he had to end up like laying down inside, and then they left like 2 hours later anyway. So hopefully this Sunday will go a lot better, but it was kind of like I mean, of course it was great being with them, but at the same time, like, I wasn't really annoyed at them. I was more so annoyed at my other friend that he constantly rescheduled on me, because I don't know if I'm going to be getting this job that I mentioned to you guys. So I'm trying to spend time with my friends while I can during the summertime, because I don't know what my work schedule is going to start being like when I start working for this job. So I'm trying to see as many people as I can until I get really busy. But at the same time, this job still hasn't called me for an interview yet. So, yeah. Okay, so that's that. That looks really pretty. That's exactly what I wanted. Oh, I'm loving this look. Okay, and then for my liner, I'm just going to use the Tinkerbell liner that I got. Honestly, I hate the tops on Colourpop's eyeliners because they come off so easily. Like, you have to be so careful with holding them because the tops just fly off. And it's really annoying sometimes. The same thing happens with the lip liners. That, like, the tops, because, like, I don't bring eyeliners with me everywhere, but I'm gonna bring lip liners with me sometimes for, like, my lipstick to reapply when I'm out sometimes. And the lip liners, the caps always fly off in my bag all the time, and it's so freaking annoying. I'm not really the biggest fan of this eyeliner, to be honest. I prefer their push-up liners over their pencil liners. Their pencil liners are kind of a pain to get on the waterline. But anyway, this shade is called Lost Girl, I believe. Yeah. So then for the lashes, I do have a new mascara, but I think I'm just going to use the Act Natural mascara from Colourpop again, because I've only been able to use it once since I got it in the mystery box, so I kind of want to use that again. And then I'm going to test out the new mascara that I got tomorrow, along with a new concealer, but I am going to use a new lippy today. So anyway, I'm going to use the Act Natural mascara in the shade Brown and just pop that on my lashes. I think I need to pick up a new lash primer too, because I think that's how, I think that my mascara is getting affected with the way it applies because of the primer. So yeah, that was kind of annoying. And then this past Monday, I shared the story of bringing Rory to his new home. I did that in a whole nother Get Ready With Me, so you can guys go check that out, about rehoming my best friend's dog. And then Tuesday I worked and then went over to their pool again, and it was just me, Lisa, and Karen like chilling and drinking, and it was really nice because then like Lisa could like relax with us too, because she's like always entertaining and like cooking for everybody. That me and Karen just suggested for us to order pizza so Lisa could just enjoy herself with us and chill and relax, and she didn't have to worry about making us food. And she was like super happy, and she was like, you know, just chilling and really enjoying the pizza, and that was great because I understand that she's always like on her feet when it like everybody else is there, and she just needs to catch a break sometimes. But I'm loving this look. Okay. And then for bronzer, do I want to be bougie? Do I want to be bougie? let's be bougie. I'm going to use the Christian Dior bronzer because I kind of want more of like a cool tone bronzer today. So I'm going to use the Sky. I've been using this almost every day this past week. But it's such a pretty, like, it's a really pretty everyday bronzer too. Like, it's not really as pigmented as the Gucci one. It's a very soft bronze, and I really have been liking that it's like very soft and light. And kind of this time of year is when I start going for like cooler tones, and then I start doing like the warm toasty orangey burnt orange kind of looks in like October. But like this time in like September I go for like more looks like this, but I'm really loving how the eyes turned out. It's really pretty. And it's like a subtle pop of green, you know, it's not like too much. And that's exactly what I wanted. Okay, so now for the blush. I think I'm just gonna grab the Tinkerbell one. Give me a sec. Okay, so for the blush, does it go with this look? Should I just do a basic B blush and use something cool toned? This is pretty. I'm gonna use this. This blush is gorgeous, and I've used it a couple of times already. So I'm gonna use it again, because it's a really pretty blush. I'm just gonna use it lightly. Yeah, like that. That's perfection. That's like all I wanted, was like a little hint of color. Yeah, that's like all I wanted. Just a tiny bit more. Yeah, let's not go super ham with the blush. Yeah, just like that. Yes, I like that. Nice and subtle. And then I think I'm going to use the coinciding highlighter as well again, because this highlighter is gorgeous. I was going to use a newer highlighter that I got, but I want to use the Tinkerbell stuff again just because I love using it with the palette. So, and this collection is gorgeous. So now I'm going to use the highlighter in the shade Happy Thoughts. I keep on denting this every single time I put the cap back on, so I got to be a little bit more careful. This highlighter is beautiful. So I recently went through like my highlighters last night, and I was thinking about like decluttering some, but honestly, I have been doing so much decluttering ever since I started a Poshmark. I have been decluttering a lot. That I was looking at my collection and I'm like, you know what? There's kind of nothing else I really want to get rid of at this point. That I think I'm just going to keep what I have, because like then it doesn't make it enjoyable for me to declutter things. Like I can declutter, but I also need to not overwhelm myself with constantly getting rid of stuff, because it's still something that I spent my money on, and if it still like gives me joy to keep in my collection, then I'm gonna keep it, and I can't like judge myself for doing that. So like again, I've decluttered a ton this past year, and I've gotten rid of quite a few eyeshadow palettes, and I've sold quite a few blushes and highlighters. So I really just need to step back for a little while, because like I was in like serious spring cleaning mode before, and now since it's like more so like I might feel inspired to get rid of stuff again, but honestly going through my collection right now, I kind of don't want to get rid of anything else. So, and I don't need to be judged having makeup and stuff like that. And I don't have to constantly get rid of things if I don't want to. So, yeah. Not that people are judging me, but like, yeah. At this point, my mom kind of understands that, like, she's kind of accepted it, but also at the same time, she's kind of happy that I've been selling things, because she's like so eager for me to clean out things and get rid of them. because we did not have the best relationship a couple of years ago with makeup and stuff. She thought it was stupid and all that. And now she kind of accepts it, so. Okay, and now all we have is the lips. So I am going to use a lip liner. And I'm going to use this lipstick. I couldn't find it for a second. Okay, so I did end up picking up a MAC lipstick from Marshall's yesterday. And this one's in the shade Shy Girl. It's one of the cream sheens. I think I've seen it there before. I'm going to use the Cool BFF liner that I got in the mystery box as my liner from Colourpop. Okay, so that is that. Also, me and my mom watched this movie last night called Worth on Netflix, and it's about September 11th and what happened pretty much immediately after the attacks, and it was a really good movie, so I highly suggest it if you guys haven't seen it on Netflix yet. So I'm going to use this MAC, I don't know if this is, you guys know I'm so indecisive when it comes to lip colors, but no, this one's too pinky. I also picked up this NARS one in the shade Dolce Vita from my TJ Maxx, but I think I am going to use Shy Girl. It's one of the cream sheens. I think it looks pretty. I like it. It's with Michael Keaton and Stanley Tucci, and they're like two of my favorite actors. And it was a really good movie. I'm not going to go into detail about it, but I just seriously recommend that you watch it. It was really good. And it's weird watching it again. You would think that 20 years later, you could start, maybe watching stuff about it again. But honestly, they were showing footage from that day. It just instantly transports you back to that, because even though I wasn't in the city, I'm still a New Yorker. There's not one New Yorker that wasn't affected by that day. Or honestly, the whole nation. So it really, when you start seeing that again, it just brings you right back and just makes you cry. Like, I thought I'd be able to handle just watching it, but honestly, it's not too upsetting to watch. It's really good. It's just a great story of what actually happened right after the attacks. Okay, that's a really, really pretty lipstick. I like that a lot. But it's a really good movie. So anyway, that is the finished look. Oh my god, I'm tired. Okay. I'm not as tired as yesterday, though, because yesterday the weather was just so gloomy and rainy that it was making me so tired just to get out of the house. But today I'm okay. So here are the eyes, the cheeks, and the lips. I am loving how this look turned out. Again, it's kind of a subtle way to add a pop of color, a little bit of interest on the lower lash line. I've been absolutely loving this Tinkerbell palette. The only thing is that as far as the packaging goes, the glitter that's on like the outside and on the inside palette like this gold glitter around the shades and everything, it doesn't really stay on the packaging. So sometimes I get glitter like all over my pants. I mean, it's not that bad right now, but some of it does come off. And with their past palettes that had glitter on them from the Disney collections didn't transfer off. So I just want to note that, but I still love the palette. And then, of course, I love the Colourpop Act Natural Mascara. It's one of my favorites. The liner's okay, and then this lipstick is gorgeous. I love this with this look. It's so pretty. And the blush and highlight from the Tinkerbell collection. Just love both of these. I mean, the Super Shock formula is one of their best. And then the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. I just love how this makes my skin look. Like, I'm obsessed with it. It's really, really beautiful on the skin. So, yeah, that's it. I love you guys. Please like and subscribe. Check out my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at CPW819. And check out my Poshmark as well at the same handle at CPW819. I am also having a giveaway going on right now on my channel from the Colourpop mystery box. I'm giving away a bunch of stuff that I received as duplicates in the mystery box, and I'm going to be throwing a surprise palette in the giveaway as well. When I announce the winner, I'm probably going to be giving away another palette to a second winner. Whoever is on the live, they will be able to enter the giveaway as I'm on the live, and then I will announce a winner right then and there and send out the surprise palette that I ordered from Colourpop as well for you guys. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!